guys, I'm Sarah.
I'm Kate, and welcome to The Long Game. Today, we have a very special guest. We have our friend, Omar!
Hey
guys.
So we have Omar today. He has had a whole journey with fitness from powerlifting to endurance sports, and I think we want to talk to him about that journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Word.
we definitely do.
Omar,
Do you want to
guys.
talk about that journey with
I'm
us?
I'm down to talk about it, and thank you for having me here.
Omar, thanks for coming. This is so fun. You are
Yeah.
our second guest
Mhm.
on the podcast.
I'm so honored. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
this is
Mhm.
great. So I do want to tell people, I guess, how we know Omar before we
Yeah,
get into
sure.
your
I
journey. Just a
mean-
little background.
You start off because you knew him first.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So Omar and I work together at Warner Brothers. We are both performance coaches for Exos. Omar, are you already opening that? It's fine. You can
Yeah.
do that. It's okay.
Maybe.
I know.
But we're
That's
still
fair.
going to have our beer break later.
That's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, Omar and I work together. We've been working together. You started a little over 2 years?
A little over 2 years ago.
Yeah. Came from Alabama.
Mhm.
You were looking to move to a different city, do some new things.
Yeah.
Carlisle
wings.
brought you on, our other coworker that you grew up with in Alabama.
Wait, where in Alabama?
Fairhope. It's a little town.
Okay.
It's a little coastal town. It's way down there.
Oh,
It's on the
you're
water.
like pretty close to the beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Nice.
freaks out a lot of people. Like, what?
Alabama has a
water?
beach?
Like, you
Yeah.
guys have beaches?
Yeah.
They're actually like really pretty beaches too, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. Yeah.
It's like a little
Crazy.
retirement town.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, when they said, we're getting this guy from Alabama, I was like really expecting a Southern accent, like really just, I don't know, some deep Southern.
know, if you get me drinking, it comes out.
A little bit
Yeah.
bit of a like a twang or something. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe one
Yeah.
day we'll see that.
Yeah.
Um,
In the next episode it comes on.
But yeah, no, and then you came on board, and yeah, it's been so fun to work with you. And then you were wanting to work with a coach
Yeah.
to improve your running and just like overall fitness. And
Yeah, so I hit Kate up and asked her if she knew anyone who would be like a good coach for kind of like the more endurance space,
Mhm.
and she introduced me to you.
yeah,
And we
That's how
met
the
in a
connection
park.
happened. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did meet in a park.
We
next
met
to
in a
Warner
park.
Brothers.
Next to Warner
You
Brothers.
know?
Yes.
Right behind Second Century.
yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Indeed. And then
Yeah.
you trained me for a while and I put on a shit ton of muscle.
Take a,
While we were
okay,
training.
Sarah got jacked.
Yeah.
It was wild.
We'll insert some photos somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
My shoulders just got
And
huge.
it cut to a photo of
Yeah, I
of
just
Sarah.
cut to a photo of just Sarah just being jacked.
I think there was a time you texted me. You're like, "Okay, so I'm kind of buzzed in a bathroom right now, but check out this lighting."
Oh,
And you were
yeah.
like,
Oh
"I'm
my
jacked."
god, I feel like I got that same photo.
Yeah, you probably
That's
did. I sent
somewhere
it
in
to
the
a lot of
messages.
people. I was like, look at how jacked I am right now.
It was a breakthrough moment.
It was. It really was.
That is so fun. But yeah, so now we have like this like bond and this connection, which has been really great. So Omar, tell us a little bit about your life in Alabama and when
Oh,
you got
man.
into powerlifting.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy videos of you
We call it
lifting.
Swolmar.
Swolmar had his era in
Yeah.
the day. But yeah, I guess I'll begin with just kind of like my fitness background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
do
for
it.
it.
So I got into fitness probably like high school. I started working out, but it was for kind of dumb reasons. I was just tired of being the skinny brown kid in an almost all white private school in Southern Alabama.
Mm.
And so
feel
I
like
was like,
that's not
I'm
a
gonna
dumb
get
reason at all.
jacked. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
It was very much clearly like jocks and nerds in my
Yeah.
high school. So I was just kind of tired of being the scrawny Indian kid. So
Mhm.
I started working on my older brother and just lifting weights and like I don't know, we just did the normal bro stuff in the
Mhm.
gym.
Some bros.
I'm sorry, what's the normal bro stuff? Can you
Like
please?
I immediately think of like tricep cable extensions
Okay.
and bench,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then you do like machine bench, and then you do dumbbell bench,
Yeah.
and then you do like 4 different types of bench. in the
Yeah.
same workout. You know?
Yeah. Very upper body focused.
Yeah, for
Just-
sure.
Yeah.
No legs ever.
No legs.
No legs.
Just all upper
No
body.
legs.
Yeah.
You run for legs, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's-
right. There you
that
go.
was the
That's
rationale.
exactly. Yeah.
But I started doing that, and then in college I started working out a lot more, just because it was like, you're kind of felt like boot camp. It's like everyone has their classes, and everyone goes to the gym. It was like
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
much a structured
Mhm.
routine. And then there was a semester where I wasn't in college because I didn't do great at school my first first year in
Mm.
college, I was kind of distracted. I joined a fraternity, couldn't manage my time, so I got put on academic suspension for a semester,
Oh, crap.
which was crazy. So during that time, very disappointing to brown parents, by the way.
Mm. You were
Mom and
not
dad
happy.
not having a good time.
Oof.
But during that time, I was doing a lot of like I was studying to be a personal trainer. I was getting certified in the process, and then I would just like spend my time. If I wasn't studying, I would go surfing or ride my bike or whatever. And then it's 2013. Um, so it was winter. It was like January in Alabama, and we're up close to the beach. And I decided to go surfing that day, and I went by myself, which is a big
Oh,
no-no.
I've heard this
Kate's
story.
heard this story.
Oh, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
have not heard this story.
Yes.
it's pretty wild.
Mhm.
So I went surfing by myself. You should never do that.
Mhm.
It was a really big day. There were like 8-foot waves, and it was winter time, so you're wearing a full wetsuit.
Yeah.
I paddled out of this spot that is normally not the spot we go to because it's dangerous and there's strong currents. But the surf was better there than it was at the other spot I usually go to. And I was like, okay. And it's a more direct route. You just like park, walk out to the beach, you're good.
Hmm.
So I paddled out there and I'm pretty far offshore. I was probably like close to 100 yards offshore. And the waves are huge. And I start to freak out a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I'm in over my head. And I didn't have any friends near me. There were some other surfers, but they were kind of far away from me.
Yeah.
And it's wintertime, so there's like nobody on the beach. So I was already kind of nervous. Knew I shouldn't have been there. I paddled for a wave. And when you're surfing, you should paddle for a wave when it's like about like this angle, and
Mhm.
it's forming. I kind of panicked and just kind of sent it when the wave was like this and it was already about to break. And so this wave picked me up and just destroyed me and like threw me underwater, which is, you fall surfing, it's fine. It's getting spun around and stuff. And when I came up, I realized something kind of felt different. And so I was like grabbing my foot and my leash connecting me to my board snapped. And so I'm like 100 yards offshore and my flotation device was not attached to me anymore. And I had a full wetsuit, which is kind of heavy. And the surf's like 8 foot. So I was like, oh, this is not a good situation. So I start paddling, just swimming, like towards the beach to where I could see my board. And it was just not happening. Like every time I would try to swim, I'd get picked up by a big wave and thrown, and then we get pummeled underwater and spin around.
And then
And
taken back
then,
out.
yeah, and then you just get pulled back out. And
Mhm.
we have really strong rip currents back home, especially on a day like that. So they teach you when you're growing up there to swim parallel to the shore, and that works in theory, but in really high surf, it doesn't really work well. So I realized I was stuck in a current for a while. I was swimming for like probably 10, 12 minutes, and I was like, oh, I haven't moved at all. And we have this pier there as like a reference point, and I was like, shit, I'm just like stuck here, like floating. So I kept getting thrown my waves and started to panic a little bit, and I started looking for where sand was turning up. Like every time a wave would break, I would look for like lighter colored water, saying that it was shallow. And every time I'd reach my toe, I still couldn't touch. And so I started to freak out a little bit, and then I started yelling for help, started waving my arms, but there was nobody on the beach because it was wintertime in Alabama. And then all the other surfers were like way too far to
Hear you.
hear me or see
Mhm.
me over the waves. So I started swallowing a bunch of water, and my wetsuit started filling with water, and I was having a really hard time. And then I started getting disoriented, and I remember being underwater, and I started to kind of get tunnel vision, like kind of hazy blackout a little bit. And not to be dramatic, but it was a pretty dramatic time. I feel like it's appropriate to say this. There was a moment of pause where I was like, oh, I'm not going to come back up. I think this is it. And for some reason, I did. But I remember that moment, like how vivid and beautiful the water was. Like I remember like it was just like a moment of stillness, and it was like I could see all the colors like green and yellow, and I just had a thought where I was like, man, there's so many people that don't even know I'm out here.
Mhm.
And then I was like, man, I hope like if there's a god or something out there, like please save me. Like I don't want to die.
Mhm.
And I came back up for some reason and I was so out of it. But in my like haze, I saw this guy, this surfer, and he was looking at me and pointing at me and paddling for me. And he came out of nowhere. And so he grabbed me and threw me on his board and he paddled me all the way back to the beach. And I just remember shouting at me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he said he was walking out to a further spot down the beach, and the only reason he looked out at the water and saw me is because he saw my board wash up on the beach,
Mm.
and no one was around. And then he saw me bobbing up and down the water. And then I never saw that guy again. And he kind of looked like Jesus. He had long brown beard and long brown hair, and I
That's
never
amazing.
saw him again.
Wow.
But that guy literally saved my life, and I would not be here
Mhm.
hanging out with you guys
Mhm.
if I was not saved by that guy that day. But the point being, um, in that whole moment, I realized an important thing about fitness. I was working out, I was running, and I really considered myself fit, but I couldn't save myself in that situation, and none of my fitness translated to being a better surfer or being a better swimmer or being able to stay calm in a stressful situation.
Mhm.
And so that moment was really important for just how I shaped my perspective on training.
Mhm.
And it kind of brought into light the bigger picture, which is training should allow you to do more of the things that you love
Mhm.
and live with better quality of life. And if it's not doing those two things at the least, it's not serving you well.
Mhm.
So I spent that time that I wasn't in school getting certified as a lifeguard, actually, and started swimming and just practicing getting uncomfortable and being okay with that underwater and just in high stress situations. And it really helped me kind of get through what could have been a big problem with like getting back into surfing, getting back in the water. Um, and that's kind of like where I was like, okay, this is how I want to train people. Like, I want to train people in ways that they're mentally prepared to take on the things that they want to do.
Mhm.
And yeah, just shed light on the bigger picture. Work is not just about getting jacked and
Yeah.
looking good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you're not using it as a tool to help you live with more fulfillment and discover things
Mhm.
that you like and your own capabilities, then it's not really doing much for you, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but
It's important.
that's how the fitness thing started with me. Uh,
So
and that was a
crazy.
long-winded story, but
No, I think
yeah.
it's important. Isn't that wild?
I like
Sarah, you didn't know that
I
story, I guess.
no, I've never heard that story in my life. I
Mhm.
started tearing up and I had tingles like the
Mhm.
entire time you were telling it.
Mhm.
Just like the moment where you said you saw the ocean so vividly.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just really got me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think like you spend a lot of time on trail in the
Mhm.
mountains, and there are moments like that where you're like, I am so small,
Mhm.
but you see things with such detail in
Mhm.
times where you're vulnerable,
Mhm.
and that was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Like,
That is so scary though.
it was
Every
scary.
time you tell that story, I'm like, wow, yeah. That like,
I'm
oof.
glad that surfer saw you, man.
I
Dude, I'm
know.
really glad he saw me, and I like to this day, I don't know where he is. I don't
Yeah.
know his name.
Yeah, because you talk about how you know like everybody in Alabama, like in your
Well,
hometown, like
yeah, and our surfing community is really
very small. You
small.
mentioned that,
Yeah.
like you.
Like, you kind of see the same people in the water,
Mhm.
but not this guy. So,
Wow, that is so crazy.
Not fake
mystery
Jesus.
man, not
Not
fake
fake
Jesus,
Jesus.
Alabama Jesus.
That is
So many.
wild. Wow. Okay, so what's like after that you got your certification, like you
Mhm.
got okay. And then what led you to powerlifting? Like when did
So
that happen?
Yeah, what was the transition there?
when I came back to school, so like during that time that I was out, I got certified, got my life together, got my mind together, and
Mhm.
then when I came back, I switched majors. So I was previously marine biology, and when I came back into college, I switched to exercise science.
Hmm.
And through that, I met a lot of cool people, and a lot of my classmates at the time were also worked out at the rec center at our campus.
Mhm.
And so I would work out at the same time as them, and then some of these guys were really into heavy weightlifting and powerlifting. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. Like,
Mhm.
I want to lift some big weight. And then it was just such a nice, encouraging environment because they weren't competitive with each other in the way of like, you know, there was not a lot of ego in there.
Mhm.
It was more of everyone was so supportive and helping each other get stronger.
More
Nice.
competitive with themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so willing to help too.
Mhm.
And so I was a small person, like I was fit, but I was still small.
Mhm.
And I really liked the idea of being small and being just deceptively strong
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
being able to lift a lot of weight. And I had one of my fraternity brothers at the time would always just give me shit about having small legs or being small, in the way that like an older brother would, just like
Still, what a
tease
dick.
you. Yeah, I'm like, dude, that guy was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But there was like some low key bullying going on
Yeah,
probably in
right,
that
probably.
relationship.
Looking
But
back at it now.
Especially in a
yeah,
fraternity like
dude,
household, I feel like, yeah.
yeah,
But it gave you
whatever.
some motivation, it sounds
They
like.
gave me some motivation, so I was like, fine, I'm just gonna outlift this dude,
Mhm.
and that's how it started. So it was kind of an ego thing at first, and then
Mhm.
um, my friends that I was lifting with, I started getting pretty strong, and they were like, "You should compete," and I was like, "That's scary," and they were like, "No, it's fine. Like, just do it for fun." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Okay." So I registered with USAPL, which is a powerlifting organization, and I started going to some meets, and then in 2016, I competed at the Alabama State Championships
Mhm.
for powerlifting, and it was really fun. I won second in my weight class and fifth
Nice.
overall.
Wow.
And
Whoa.
they score you. I forget the exact system, but it's basically the lighter you are and the more weight you lift relative to your body weight, the higher
Mhm.
you score.
Nice.
So I did
You
pretty
were
good
like, I
there.
crushed that.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun.
Wow. That's
Um,
so cool.
it was a good time. It just I do train a lot differently now, as we've talked about,
Mhm.
than
Yeah.
powerlifting.
Yeah. So how many years did you do powerlifting for?
I'd say consistently probably like 2013 to like 2017.
Okay.
About
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or
Okay.
4 years.
And what did you like about it? What did you dislike about it?
I liked just proving people wrong, honestly. I
Mhm.
mean, on like a just very superficial sense.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I liked just seeing what the body could do
Mhm.
independent of what it looked like,
Yeah.
and that was cool for me.
Mhm.
I liked that I could learn about strength in more scientific sense,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that it's so much a function of the nervous system more than it is just the body.
Right.
And then there's so many technical aspects of each lift you can really work on getting better at.
Mhm.
And for me, that was fun. It was really engaging.
Yeah.
Like I was very in tune with like what was going on with my body.
Yeah.
Um, that's what was kind of the allure for me.
Yeah.
Was
What
there
was your
anything you didn't like about it?
Yeah, I didn't like how much. I think it's my fault. I didn't take care of myself during that time,
Mm.
like in the ways that I would now
Yeah.
with just consistent mobility training and stuff. I did a little bit, but you're focusing on 3 lifts.
Yeah. So
Squat.
for people who don't know, explain.
Okay, so
Yeah.
powerlifting, you compete in 3 lifts.
Mhm.
I mean, I think in most organizations, I don't know if it's changed now, but it's squat,
Mhm.
bench press, and deadlift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you do accessory movements to help you fine tune those movements, but those are the big things you compete in. And so there wasn't a lot of variation outside of that I trained in because so much of time is spent on just those lifts.
Mm.
Like a deadlift workout, I would be deadlifting for an hour because you're taking
So
long periods of
much.
rest between sets
Yeah.
and you're very intentional with the weight you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And so it's just kind of a long process. So I didn't spend a lot of time doing other things
Yeah.
for my mobility. So I had tension headaches all the time.
Whoa.
I was just like stiff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have back pain because the good thing is if you're doing it properly, you're building a really strong core.
Mhm.
So like my trunk was solid. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have any issues with that, but I definitely carried a lot of tension in my shoulders, in my neck. I didn't feel very like fast. Like
Mm.
I don't know. I couldn't run. Let's say if I were to go run 10 miles, like I couldn't do that at that
Yeah.
time. I just didn't have that endurance. So
Yeah.
there was a big trade off between
Right.
power and endurance. Like
Some
kind of two.
imbalances.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
opposite ends of the spectrum, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like when you're lifting weight that heavy, it would be so much harder
Yeah.
to do any kind of
Yeah.
cardiovascular, like any at the level
Mhm.
you're at now, or maybe have been. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could do both from a time perspective and from just the way your body's working and the way you're training.
Yeah. And your body's just going to prioritize what it needs. And
Mm-hmm.
if it needs to be efficient at these skills, it's going to do that at the
Yeah.
expense of other things sometimes. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
um,
How was the recovery in between like sessions? Was it
in
okay?
between
or-
workouts, yeah, it was okay. It
Yeah.
was kind of nice because, again, your workouts are very simple.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just do the thing you want to get better at.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
like there's no bullshit. It's
Yeah.
like,
It's just like, all right, today we're focusing on this.
yeah.
Got it.
So really simple.
Yeah.
I had a very structured workout program that I
Mhm.
wrote for myself, and it was just nice knowing what was coming up. I liked that you could track your weight in between the weeks,
Mhm.
but recovery between workouts is pretty chill. I
Okay.
mean,
Cool.
nothing crazy.
Sweet. So, why did you stop powerlifting?
Um, when I competed in 2016, it was like the last competition I did. I just got kind of burned out with it.
Mm,
Um, I did the thing, and I was like, "Cool, now what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
how is this?
serving me.
Yeah, serving me, and you can lift big weight, and that's great, but like that's not really doing much for you.
Mhm.
So it kind of goes back to the functional perspective, right? Like, how is the methods that I'm training in applying to my life and the things that I enjoy doing?
Mhm.
And it was definitely like a fun thing, but um, I really like outdoor activities, and I really wanted to get back to training in ways that support those.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that was a switch for me.
Okay. Yeah. So then kind of talk to us about your transition to endurance. Unless, do you have something else?
Before we jumped your
Oh,
Yeah.
transition to
yes.
endurance, we could do a little thing
Yes.
that we love.
We do love to do this.
Uh-oh.
We are going to be doing our beer break.
Beer
Oh, shit.
break.
Beer
Beer
break.
break, but
Okay.
we don't have beer today.
Not beer.
It's
Get
not
it.
Okay.
beer. I know. We've done this a few times now, which is great. I think this is all about balance.
Life's about balance.
So I picked up these cans that I have not seen before, but I thought they could be fun.
Show the camera.
It's called Trip Mindful
Oh, wow.
Blend. And I believe Calm
You have one?
You
sponsors
mean this one?
these.
That's crazy.
So
Okay.
the app Calm, which I don't know if people know, but I think it's like a meditation app.
Oh,
yeah.
Um,
Actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've tried it before. I believe they sponsor these. Their logo is on here.
Oh,
So
Nice.
yeah, it's a mindful blend filled with all sorts of good things. We got lion's mane, magnesium, apple cider vinegar.
Man, they even got water in here. That's crazy.
Look at that.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha, L-theanine.
Ashwagandha.
So we got some amino acids.
I do have to say, when Kate brought these, I was like, "Are you trying to drug me
Yeah,
right
Sarah
now? Is
thought
there
I
like
was gonna
CBD
drug
or
her up.
THC in this?"
It is
Like,
called Trip.
It
I
is called.
know,
Listen, I
yeah.
get it.
You know?
I get it. But it's vegan. There's no sugar added. Low calorie. So yeah, let's go ahead and try these, shall
Yeah,
we?
you're-
What flavors
you
do
guys
you
should
guys
open.
have?
I have the elderflower mint. I love elderflower, so I
That's a
was
good
pretty
pop.
stoked about that. That is
I've
good.
got the raspberry blossom.
Mm.
And what do you
What
have?
do you have?
Blood orange.
Ah,
Perfect. All
Cool.
right.
excellent.
Well,
all right, well,
cheers,
cheers,
y'all.
you guys.
Try this. Ooh,
Oh, I like mine.
Like tickled my cheeks.
it's like fruity in the beginning and then a little earthy.
Mine's like a high-scale toothpaste, but the kind you want to eat.
What? I've never wanted to eat toothpaste.
Have you never like wanted to swallow toothpaste? Like as a kid, were you
No.
ever like
Maybe
this
like the
tastes
Crest
so yeah, the Crest
green
stuff.
one?
Like
Yeah.
this tastes like an elevated Crest toothpaste.
So it's minty?
Taste it. I'm gonna taste
Oh,
yours.
your elderflower. Okay, that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, try
elderflower
mine.
mint.
Whoa. Yeah.
That is
Oh.
nice. It's nice that it's not too sweet. I
Yeah.
don't know about y'all's, but this is pretty
I
good.
don't like the raspberry blossom.
Okay,
I'm not a
really?
fan of that one.
Wow.
There you go.
That's interesting.
Oh,
you wanna
welcome to
try
try
it?
this if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Swap.
swap.
Yeah, let's. So that's the mint. This is the
Okay.
raspberry blossom. Let me.
This one smells good.
This smells like gum.
What was that? Oh, that's the mint one, I think. Let me try.
I like that one.
Wait,
It
what
does
is-
taste like a toothpaste you want to eat. I get it now.
Yeah. That kind of tastes like
Oh, I like yours.
that
Yours is
tastes like
good.
airborne
Yeah.
to me, but an airborne that's actually good.
Okay.
He didn't
Wow.
like that one.
Great. Glad you guys don't like mine. Well,
We
I will
are
keep this all to
aligned.
myself. It's fine.
I love
Great.
that your reaction was the same as mine.
You know, there was
So
like
wild.
something was happening in the background. It was. I thought I knew what it was, and then I was like, oh,
Yeah, it took a turn.
there's a little different.
like
something in
3/4 of the
there.
way through. the
Okay,
flavor took
now
a turn.
trying both of yours and then mine. I see what you're. I can see why you guys would say that.
Yeah.
My
but
palate did
whatever.
something weird
It's
with
fine.
that one.
It's fine.
All right. Well, beer break's over. now.
Great. Yeah. So
Transition.
now we can
Yeah.
transition into your journey.
powerlifting to
Yeah.
endurance sports.
Yeah, let's talk
so
about that.
yeah,
Cool.
what was the cause of that? You kind of touched on it briefly, but yeah, walk us through that.
Yeah, I think just bringing it back to the activities I liked doing were outdoor activities.
Mhm.
College was a good experience in a lot of ways because it exposed me to outdoor recreation. So I was a trip leader for my school's outdoor adventures program, which is pretty cool.
That's
So-
fun. Of course. Yeah, I know. I was like, of course.
We would take groups of like students and faculty on these outdoor excursions that we would lead, and I thought it was super dope. So I was the water guy. So anything like kayak related or like canoe trip, that kind of stuff, I would do.
So
Um,
on brand.
and it was super fun. Yeah. So doing that, I was like, okay, this is kind of, I want to work out in ways that allow me to do this more
Mm-hmm.
and take people to do these things and show them the world, you know? Definitely very much like an Aladdin kind of. Look at this. I don't want to say it, but like I've been Aladdin like 10 times for Halloween
That
in
is
my lifetime.
so funny.
Dude, if you're listen,
I
if you're a
love
brown
this.
dude, you have like two go-to Halloween costumes, and it's Mowgli and Aladdin.
That's amazing.
And you just
That's
like rinse and repeat,
awesome.
like just alternate for years, and you never have to get another Halloween costume.
It's amazing.
But
Wow.
anyways, I like showing people the great world that exists beyond the walls of, work or school.
Okay.
So
All right. So
that was a
you
transition to endurance because
because
There was a point there,
It's
everyone.
like
There
where-
was a
yeah.
point.
yeah. So was there a point? There was a wait. There was a point. Hold on.
you-
Okay.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
in that,
Mhm.
one of the things I like doing was biking
Yes.
and hiking, and trail running just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then through biking, I actually picked it up around the time of COVID. This is like after I've been doing just long after college, but like um this is like 2019, 2020.
Okay.
I got into cycling,
Mhm.
and that was really kind of the real kicker into like endurance.
Yeah.
Because you're training for that specifically. So I
Mhm.
started doing cycling events with a local bike shop. I'm actually wearing the shirt.
Pro
Cycle.
Cycle.
It used to be Pro Cycle and Try.
Okay.
They support a lot of cycling and triathlon activities in our hometown.
Fun.
My
Cool.
friends Katie and Joseph own it. Shout out to Katie and Joseph.
Yay.
But I started riding with them,
Mhm.
and my friend Dylan got me into cycling, and we decided to sign up for this crazy gravel bike race in Talladega, Alabama,
Ooh.
called the Alabama Ass Whoopin', and it was a 45-mile off-road bike race through Talladega National Forest is where it was.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And training for that was super fun. Like biking was fun. You just see
Yeah.
so much. And
Mhm.
like we would just plan our routes on like a Friday night on Strava. We would just literally just make routes, and we'd plan like our Saturday mornings around that. And so
Mhm.
we'd wake up early, we'd go and ride like 30, 40 miles, get coffee at a fun spot, like get brunch, take a shower. You're just like your day is flowing.
Mhm.
And I just like that whole vibe. And then there's the huge community aspect around endurance sports.
Mhm.
Right.
And that was awesome. Like
Yeah.
everyone's super nice. There are some douchebags. I feel like that's normal, Like
Yeah.
anytime someone gets really competitive, they're just not that fun to be around.
Yeah.
And there's that type of person. But
Yeah.
for the most part, the community around cycling, especially and running, was very welcoming and just a fun group of people. And some of the people I met through endurance sports have become some of my closest friends.
Mhm.
So that was kind of the real thing that pulled me in. And then again, just seeing more of the outdoor world and being able to connect with more people through it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's less
Okay.
of like a solitary sport.
Yeah. So, what would you say are some things that you noticed with your body while doing these endurance like training sessions, like whether it's biking or running or whatever?
Mhm.
Like what are your pros and cons?
Pros and cons of endurance training.
Mhm.
I think there's more cons, unfortunately, in terms of the physical beatdown of the body.
Yeah.
If you're not careful, like
Yeah.
if you're not deliberate about how you train
Mhm.
in ways that are balancing
Yeah.
to some of the demands you're putting on your body through impact or through repetitive movements and repetitive patterns.
Mhm.
So, some things I noticed in my body. First of all, I mean, I don't think like I'm not biking as much as I used to
Mhm.
when I lived in Alabama, but dude, my legs were jacked. Like I was like, this is like the best my quads have ever felt in forever.
Whoa.
So there was that. I just felt more energized. Like I feel like when you build that level of cardiorespiratory fitness, you just feel better.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I could do things without getting tired.
Mhm.
I was just, I don't know. I feel like I had a really good system down.
Yeah.
Just vibing every day. So it
Yeah.
felt good.
That's so fun.
Some of the cons though, like okay, pros, good energy, good
Yeah.
vibes,
Yeah.
good community, all that stuff with my body. I just like I felt pretty good.
Yeah.
But then I also felt pretty bad in different ways. So if you're not smart about it, you're gonna have some joint pain. You're probably gonna have some low back pain. You can have some neck pain on the bike. You're in a pretty hunched over position
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You just have to train in ways that counteract the stresses you're putting on your body.
Right. Yeah.
So when I was strength training, I would look like, s- talking about cycling specifically, a lot of exercises that were opening my
Mhm.
thoracic spine
Yeah.
or extending my thoracic spine to counteract this
The
position.
hunch, yeah.
A lot of like mobility work for my shoulder, move my neck around.
Yeah.
And then working laterally is really important. So when you're biking or running, it's a very front to back
Yeah.
movement.
Very
We're
sagittal.
not getting outside of that. Yeah.
Right.
Even trail running, like it's better than road because you have more variation in terrain and you're having to move differently. But
It's still a lot of this.
yeah, it's a lot of this, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so what happens is like you look at your spine and how your muscles are going to pull your spine and your whole body into the positions that it's trying to move in.
Right.
And so over time, if you're not, again, just
Like breaking
balancing
out of
that
that.
stress or breaking it up, you can have some posture issues, you can have some shoulder pain, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
So,
So that's what you noticed?
yeah, like cons, if like I noticed probably my posture suffered a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, again, it doesn't have to. It's just you're spending so much time and so many miles doing those things.
Mhm.
It's kind of inevitable.
Got
I
it.
always notice that, like, when I'm climbing a lot while I'm running hard, that's usually when I probably feel like the absolute best.
Yeah.
Just because you're opening up when you're climbing
Mhm.
and then you're here.
Yeah.
So it just helps.
That's a great
counteract little
combo.
bit.
Yeah.
You know, good complementary activities.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like, all right.
It's like,
Posture, knee pain, back pain, hip
Yeah.
pain, you know.
Is there one part of endurance that you like more than the others? Like, do you prefer cycling? Do you prefer running, hiking?
Mhm.
Like, if you had to choose one, where would you?
I think I know the answer to this.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I think it depends on the stage of life I'm in.
Oh, okay.
If I'm having a great time, cycling's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I'm angsty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through some shit,
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically trail running. Like
Okay.
solitary. I just talked about a lot about community, how it's really important. But if I'm really going through some shit,
Yeah.
I want to be alone running in the woods
Okay.
and just angsty,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You always feel better on the other side.
Yeah.
Actually, growing up, I had my friend's dad. He's kind of like an uncle to me.
Mm-hmm.
He always told us, which is kind of a dark thing to tell a child, but he would say, if you ever feel like killing yourself, run until you die. And what he meant by that is basically by the time you get to that run and time you finish that run,
Mm-hmm.
you were not like it's very difficult to actually run until you die. But by the time you're done with that run, you're not going to feel like you want to kill yourself anymore. You
Yeah.
know, like there's a
Yeah.
huge endorphin rush, like you're going to feel better,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of getting out of your head in a very physical way. And that, people call it the runner's high or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of validity to that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I think running has, it's got a sweet spot there
Yeah.
for
Has a place.
just pulling out of your head.
Yeah.
But if things are just peachy, cycling's great.
Great.
Cycling's.
All right. So if we ever see Omar running,
if we text you or like, hey, I want to hang out, and you're like, sorry, I'm running in the woods right now.
like,
we know
oh,
you're
Omar's
going
going
Yes.
through it.
If you notice that I'm running alone a lot, I'm going through some shit.
Oh man.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know
Yeah.
that sometimes you'll like text people like, "Hey, look at my location in
Oh, yeah.
case like something happens."
Yeah, I
Just,
have.
like, when he's like alone.
I
Yeah.
share a location with probably 30 people, and a lot of
Yeah.
them are cycling and running friends,
Yeah.
and just, safety.
Yeah. That's so true. That's such an interesting like point that you just made about running because we just literally talked about that.
Yeah, I feel like I went into a deep dive on mental health. And
Yeah,
running in the
Oh,
last
cool, okay.
episode,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I feel like, and I think, yeah, it's just been like an overlap of like a very, I don't know, we've all kind of talked about it a little bit of like how running has just gotten us out of certain points
Yeah.
in life, and I think a lot of people can relate to that.
I had a question.
Yes.
Oh, there's a Finch.
Hello.
We're being joined.
Another guest
Come here,
on
Bubba.
the episode.
Finch, come here.
He said, "I don't know.
No.
That drink smells weird."
All right.
Oh, he might go up with you.
Hello. Come here. Come here.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Finch. He's a friendly man.
He is.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
right, buddy.
Yeah.
There we go.
He says, "Do you have food?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's a Mike Finch.
Just
That's
gonna
not
get some sounds of doggy breathing.
food.
What was your question?
Sorry, the dog really just.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
Um, so you kind of made the
Okay.
you kind of made the transition from endurance, like to endurance sports, and then you moved out to LA and you're doing a lot of stuff with Lululemon right now. Is that correct? You're doing a
Yeah.
lot of ambassador programs and training,
Yeah.
not with Lululemon, but one-on-one training, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that?
For sure. So the deets are basically, so before I moved to LA, I had my own fitness business and my own brand that I built called Om Fitness. It's OM. And it's my initials, but it also relates to the interconnectedness of all things. So Om in Sanskrit origins is that. It's the sound that emanates and connects all things living in our world. Probably butchering that.
Do you guys want to
But
take a second to ohm together?
dude,
Oh,
Should we? No,
sure.
sure, we can Om.
I won't get that. That's not cancel worthy, is it?
I don't know. I won't cancel you for it, but
Okay.
somebody
Oh,
will.
Omar's
so I don't
okay.
know. I'm
So,
kidding.
as long as Omar's here, I think it's fine, right? How do we?
1, 2, 3. Om. No.
There we go.
That was cool.
Great. Yeah.
Perfect.
That felt
Love
cool.
that.
Gosh.
Continue. Sorry, I'm messing with you.
Dude, what if I was a gross person and I was like, before all of your workouts with me, you have to Om
Oh
in
wow.
allegiance to me.
If
That's
I
your
saw you doing that
brand.
at work, I'd be like, "Whoa, what's going
Gross.
on?"
Weird. But no, Om Fitness is something I started because we can get into the whole story, or I can just give you the synopsis. But when I finished college and I was in grad school, I just started personal training clients on the side. It ended up growing a lot, built a lot of clientele. Ended up withdrawing from my grad program to pursue business and started a fitness studio. We did personal training, group fitness, and corporate wellness. And so while all that was going on, Lululemon was testing the market in my hometown where I had my fitness business. And so when they came in, they were looking for people in the community that were kind of movers and shakers and doing things related to fitness. And I was on their radar. And since I was still kind of in the early stages, I actually worked in the retail side of Lululemon when they had a pop up there for like 6 months part time. Like I think I worked like, I don't know, 20 hours a week. And then I still had my fitness stuff on the side. And then they were there for like, I think 4 months or so, 4 or 6 months. When they left, I was still in communication with the company. And eventually, like 2 years later, when they came back in and brought in a permanent store to my area, they were seeking ambassadors, and I was already kind of on their mind since I had relationships with them. So they reached out to me and asked if I'd be their ambassador for the Mobile, Alabama Lululemon store. So
So
became an
cool.
ambassador with them. That was 2020,
Mhm.
and have been an ambassador since. And then I moved to LA, and then got pitched to the LA team, and then they picked me up as an ambassador for Santa Monica. So that's what I do with Lululemon now. Is a lot of community activations, and it's more of their supporting. They support us ambassadors in doing what we already do,
Yeah.
but just with a little more leverage, a little more firepower, and more reach
Yeah.
to reach people that need to experience fitness and exercise. And obviously, we're kind of walking billboards for the brand. So
Yeah.
that's what I do with them now.
That's so cool. So what events have you done with them out here?
Out here,
Out
gosh,
here.
oh man, a lot in Santa Monica. So many.
So many.
Yeah. Some really cool ones though that stood out to me in the past year
Mhm.
have been. I worked with the Santa Monica Mountains Fund, which is a local nonprofit partner of the National Park Service and now California State Parks. And they do a lot of really good work for our trails and our mountains. And they, right after the fire, so the big Palisades fire and Altadena fires happened last January.
Mhm.
And following the fires, there were changes in our country's legislature. So Santa Monica Mountains Fund lost a bunch of funding that they were guaranteed previously. Uh, and they were at risk of having to stop operation of a lot of their programs, including a seed farm, not being able to pay people that work for them. Like they do a lot, and it was sad. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like the people that are working to protect our wild spaces and restore our mountains after a fire can't do what they do
Mhm.
because this money's been pulled from them." So I started fundraising for them and using my fitness events as a way to fundraise for the Santa Monica Mountains Fund. So we did 3 events over the summer. We did a hike, we did a mountain bike ride, and then I teamed up with Rivian actually
Mhm.
at their Venice hub here
Mhm.
and hosted a workout class. And all of those were fundraising opportunities. So everyone who participated paid a donation fee to the Santa Monica Mountains Fund,
Yeah.
and that was super fun. So that kind of
Yeah.
pushed kind of this thing to like, oh, I can use these
Mhm.
fun fitness community events
Yeah.
as fundraisers for important organizations.
Mhm.
And I just did one for the Movember Foundation, and that's an organization dedicated to men's mental health and men's cancer research, which is pretty cool. November is their big month every
Mhm.
month, so reached out to them, set up a fundraising campaign together that involved biking and running. It was super fun, and yeah, it's been a cool way to
It's been so cool.
build
Yeah.
community in LA too. I mean, it's neat to just meet a lot of cool people through these activities.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I went to one of your classes at
Yeah, you
Rivian.
did.
It
You
was
came to that one.
so fun. And I think just to see how many people like came out and like supported that event and like knew you, and it was just like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like Omar's doing some cool shit out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a
Dude,
cool
thanks,
guy.
guys.
there anything you want to shout out here
Yeah.
to
Man.
We'll
our
plug you in.
Yeah.
Shout out. Well, definitely shout out to Santa Monica Mountains Fund.
Mhm.
Awesome organization.
Yeah.
Good kids, man. Like, yeah.
Cool.
Like,
Sweet.
shout
Okay.
out to Samo Fund.
Yeah.
No, their executive director, Deanna, is really awesome. She was just super supportive of what we
Mhm.
were doing, and just they're a joy to work with.
Yeah.
Um, Other shout outs, my Lululemon fam, they're pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Of
Um,
course, have met a few of them.
yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah, we met some at the
You
Pasadena.
did, yeah,
That was
Pasadena Run
awesome.
Club, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
my friend Lydia Garcia, she's also an ambassador for
Yeah.
Lululemon.
Mhm.
She founded and runs Pasadena Run Club, which
Such a
is
good club.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
a cool
It's
spot.
awesome.
If you haven't run with them, you need to run with them. You
Do
guys
it.
both run with them. I'm
Mhm.
talking to the people, you guys.
Yeah, they're great.
You go run
Do
with
it.
them.
Yeah.
But no, Lydia's awesome. She does a lot of work in the community and is just such an exciting person to be around,
Yeah.
and so motivated to help other people.
Yeah.
And it's just an infectious energy. It's great.
Love that.
Um,
Nice. That's
Right
awesome. Well,
on.
we'll have to like plug in your Instagram, and like
Yeah,
if
for
people want to
sure.
work with you or like
Yeah.
find your events, like we can
Yeah.
plug your website in somewhere onto the
Okay.
YouTube link probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, Omar, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
Dude,
coming on,
thank
dude.
you guys for having me. This has
Yeah.
been so much fun.
This was great.
This is
Yeah.
my
We can do this
first
again.
podcast. Sorry to interrupt you.
Wow, the
Woo!
first of many, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's in the future.
Yeah, Omar almost made me cry today.
Damn, dude, don't say that.
Very emotional roller coaster over
bad.
here.
My bad. Keep it real out here, you know?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
true.
You try.
All right. Well,
I think that's everything for today,
got
man.
it.
Thanks for
I
coming
appreciate
on.
y'all.
yay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Thanks, people.